Sairam to all my dear children. So, children, we all are together back with one more interesting topic with part 8 of chapter 8. In previous part 7, you all have studied about fertilization, word fertilization. So, today, how do organisms reproduce? We will study more about fertilization and some more other topics also. So let's start with fertilization. See children, we all have studied definition of fertilization is that the fusion of sperms. What are sperms? Sperms are male gametes. Okay. The fusion of a sperm with an ovum, which is a female sex gamete or a cell or a sex cells from a zygote during reproduction is called fertilization. So, we all have studied till here in previous part. Fertilization is of two types, internal and external. Internal fertilization is that in which the fertilization, the procedure of fertilization occurs inside the female body. Okay. For example, all mammals, including human beings, like birds, reptiles, cats, dogs. Okay. They all are example of internal fertilization. Now let's come to the next type, that is an external fertilization. The fertilization which occurs outside the female body is called external fertilization. Clear? For example, amphibians like frog, fishes, toads, etc. What is difference between internal and external fertilization? One is that internal occurs inside the female body and external occurs outside the female body. And what rest? In external fertilization, the male and female, okay, both organisms or animals releases their sperms, means they release their sex cells, sperms and eggs or ovum in water, means not inside the body, outside the body. Okay, after some time, what happens? They combine, or we can say releases their sperms and eggs in water, where fertilization takes place by collisions between sperms and eggs. They merge together, collide with each other, and then the procedure of fertilization starts. Okay. So now here, because we all are studying about sexual reproduction, okay, we will proceed with the internal fertilization in the human beings. Okay. Let's start with the internal fertilization. See children, here we are studying about, as you know, fertilization in the humans to form a zygote, or we can say fertilized egg. How the fertilization start? See, the sperms, which are male gametes, through the mating, by the procedure of mating, or we can say intercourse, okay, by this procedure the sperms enter inside the female body through the vagina. Okay. At one time, millions of sperms enter together inside the vagina, means with one procedure of mating, millions of sperms enters inside the body of, inside the uterus or inside the body of female. So we can say thousands of sperms enter through vagina inside the uterus. Here you all have studied in the previous part reproductive parts of human, of male and female both. Okay, so here you can easily you can identify the picture, identify the diagram. Here you can see a uterus. Okay, and uterus is protected by a soft and thick lining, means this edge is called lining of the uterus. You can see here. So now you can see here a tail like structure with small head. Thousands of sperm enters inside the ovary through the oviduct. You can see here. Okay, then what happens? Here are the sperms and here are the eggs. Fertilization take place, okay, to form a fertilized egg or zygote. So we are very clear that the procedure of fertilization, okay, occurs in the oviduct, not in the ovary. Ovary only releases egg. It releases egg in the oviduct and then the sperms enters through vagina in the oviduct. So the fertilization of sperm and eggs, the combination, the procedure of fertilization to form a zygote occurs in the oviduct. Okay. Now in this picture you have seen that one sperm is collide with an egg. So what happens to millions of sperms which have entered together? Okay. First you see this, sperms swim through uterus and go into the oviduct. This you all are clear. What happens to the sperms, okay, which have releases inside the vagina? See children, what happens? Only one sperm, okay, collide with egg to form a zygote or for the procedure of fertilization. Okay, what happens? If this is an sperm, tail and a head, only head collide with the egg and the tail after procedure of fertilization disappears. Okay, same way other millions of sperms which have entered and not active now, they are not in the procedure of fertilization because it has already fertilization has been occur. All these millions of sperms are not, there is no any use of them, they disappear automatically themselves. So here you have seen sperms are mobile, they can swim and run inside the uterus. So only one sperms out of thousands of sperms, millions of sperms become active for the procedure of fertilization to form a zygote, and the other sperms becomes inactive and disappears. Clear? Now this procedure is called a fertilization. Okay, see, zygote. So you all have studied about fertilization. After fertilization, what has formed? Zygote has formed. What is a zygote? A zygote is a single cell. It is a smaller than a full stop. See children, such a small life starts like this. Okay? A zygote is a beginning of the formation of a baby. It's a start. Okay? And now you all know that zygote is formed by the fusion of male and female gametes, which are sperms and which are egg. Okay? Now let's come to the next step. What happens after the formation of zygote in the form of fertilization? The next step of after fertilization, where the formation of zygote, then there is a development of zygote. Thousands or millions of cells collide together, okay, merge multiple cell becomes the next step, which is an embryo. What is that? Embryo. Okay. Now, the embedding of embryo in the thick lining. See here, the embedding of embryo in the thick lining of the uterus is called implantation. So we can say after fertilization there is a procedure of implantation. Implantation means development of embryo. What is embryo? Embryo is a next step, or when the zygote grows, then it converts into an embryo. See here, you can see in this picture implantation of embryo in the uterus. So embryo gets embedded in the soft and thick lining of uterus, means when there is a when the zygote is formed, then after a week, after some time, this formed zygote start releasing and it come and embed in the thick lining of the uterus. Means we can say the development or the growth of the zygote, now which has become embryo, occurs in the lining of the uterus. Okay. A ball of 100 cell is formed, is now called an embryo. Okay. Means in that the zygote, which is just a size of full stop, in that multiple cells start grow. Okay. And a ball of 100 of cell is formed, and then now it is now embryo. Okay. Then this embryo gets embedded in the soft and thick lining of a uterus. Means now the implantation of the embryo occurs in the soft and thick lining of uterus. Clear? Zygote repeatedly means it grows repeatedly in the form of a ball of cell which moves in the oviduct. As I told you, as it converts, it multiple, the hundreds of cell multiple, zygote grows and then it release, and this ball is released in the soft and thick lining of the uterus through the oviduct. Clear, children? Very good. Now see, you have studied about embryo. Okay. So what you have studied about embryo? Embryo is formed by the repeated cell division of a zygote, as you have seen in the diagram, in the previous diagram. An embryo is an unborn baby. Okay, still the formation of baby has not occurred, because still there has been a very less time. An embryo is an unborn baby in the uterus in the early stage of development. Means up to 8 weeks after fertilization, okay, the embryo develops. Clear? An embryo is again multicellular. The body feature of growing baby in the embryo are not much developed, because a very less time have been occur after the fertilization. So still embryo is not much developed. Okay, then what happens? In the same procedure, numbers of multiple cells grows in the embryo. Then what happened the next? Then the next, fetus is formed. What is fetus? Let us see what is fetus. A fetus is formed by the growth and development of an embryo. So first what we have studied? We have studied fertilization, then implantation, and in the implantation the zygote has converted into the embryo. Now embryo is formed in the fetus. A fetus is formed by the growth and development of an embryo. So now the fetus is an unborn baby in the uterus in the later stages of the development. Okay. The fetus is also again multicellular. And now what changes when we see in the fetus? When the embryo grows and develop into a fetus, automatically some changes will come. So what changes will come? The changes will come that a body features of developing baby like head, legs, hands, legs, head, eyes, ears, etc. can be identified. Okay, so this much of growth occurs in the babies in the form of fetus. Clear? Now very important thing, inside the uterus, inside the womb, one life is forming a stage of growth and development, means it is living. Any living organism requires all the life processes. Clear? So inside the uterus, how this baby, how this zygote, embryo and fetus are growing and developing. Okay, this is very interesting and important part of your board exam. In the board exam, repeatedly this question is asked with what I am going to teach now. The topic, the important topic, we all are going to study about placenta. Okay, now what is placenta? After implantation, a disc-like spatial tissue develops between the uterus wall, is called uterine wall, and the embryo or fetus called placenta. Means placenta is a disc-like structure which is connected to a tube, and this connection is between a mother and baby. From the mother's blood, all type of nutrition required material is transferred to the baby from the mother. Okay, so a disc-like spatial tissue develops between, where it develops? It develops between the uterus wall, which is called uterine wall, which is called uterine wall also, and the embryo or a fetus. Okay, where it is? The disc-like spatial. When structure is asked, means when it is asked, it describe the structure of placenta. What you have to say? A disc-like spatial tissue develops between the uterus wall, which is also known as uterine wall, and the embryo or fetus is called placenta. This is the structure. This is how you have to define. Okay, now what is the function of placenta? Okay, the fetus is connected to a placenta in mother's body through, I told you, a tube-like structure. This tube-like structure is known as umbilical cord. What it is known as? Umbilical cord. It is through the placenta that all the required materials, or we can say all the requirements of the developing fetus like nutrition, respiration, excretion and transportation, etc. are met or are supplied from the mother's body to the baby. In other words, in a short, we can define the function of placenta like that also. The exchange of nutrition, oxygen and waste product between embryo and the mother take place through the placenta. So this is a placenta. You have to study about placenta very carefully, thoroughly. Don't miss this topic. This is very important topic for your board exam. Okay, clear? Now let us see with the picture. I'll show you with the picture how this placenta works. See here. This is a uterus. Okay, and here is a placenta. You can see there is a tube-like structure which is connected with the baby, and this is known as umbilical cord. Okay, here is the embryo you can see, and this embryo is protected in a pouch or a bag like structure. This bag is filled with a water or a liquid. So you can say the bag, water, liquid. Okay, let me see you this picture in a small, yes, loud. See this children. See, a very clear picture you can see. The baby or the zygote or the embryo is a water liquid bag which is inside the uterus. You can see here placenta, and you can see here the placenta is connected to the uterine wall. This is a uterine wall, and till the end of the embryo with the umbilical cord. So this is how all the required material passes, even waste also. Okay, because zygote or embryo is a living organism, automatically there will be a procedure of excretion also. So all the waste material of the baby transfer to the mother's blood. Okay, clear? Waste also means all the exchanges of nutrition and valuable material transfer from mother to a baby through umbilical cord, which is placenta, and all the waste material same with the same procedure transfer through the umbilical cord to the mother's blood. Okay, through the uterine wall later on. Clear? No, so children, you all have studied about the very interesting thing today. In the next topic, you all will study about gestation period. Okay, and also some more interesting topic. Clear? Gestation period means, what is gestation period? Gestation period means till now what you have studied in the chapter 8, how do organism reproduce sexually, means from mating to giving the birth, or you can say from the procedure of fertilization to the implantation or to the giving birth is known as gestation period. So we will study more about gestation period and some more topics. Clear? So you all have studied about here internal and external fertilization. Okay, then you have studied about fertilization, then you have studied about implantation and the difference between zygote, embryo and fetus, and also a very important topic about placenta. Okay, so here are some questions for you, important extra question. Again you have to do in your same register, FAIR register. You all have to define about the structure and function of placenta. Okay, structure, as I told you, disc-like structure, you can explain in a way. Functions, then number 2, you have to explain about implantation. What is implantation and how the procedure undergoes implantation. Then difference between zygote, embryo, fetus. Okay, and also difference between external and internal fertilization with 2 example. You have to give 2 example of external and internal fertilization. Okay children, so have a nice day. Go through all the topics of these chapter very carefully. Sai Ram.